Hello everyone! Today, me and my teammates will talk about nuclear power in Kazakhstan. Here is the outline of our presentation. Firstly, we will talk about nuclear power in Kazakhstan, particularly in past, present and future. Also, we will discuss radioactive waste management, nuclear research and development, also nuclear power organization, regulation and safety in Kazakhstan. Here is a country on the world map. Kazakhstan is a net energy exporter. The country has oil, gas, coal and uranium reserves. Kazakhstan is a leading energy producer in the Commonwealth of Independent States. According to the World Nuclear News, it is a major producer of oil, gas and coal, as well as being the largest producer and exporter of uranium ore in the world. Let's talk about nuclear power in the past in Kazakhstan. The BN-350 was a sodium-cooled fast reactor located at Aktau nuclear power plant. This power plant was situated in the city Aktau on the shore of Caspian Sea. The work on the construction of the BN-350 fast breeder reactor started in 1964. And after 9 years, the power plant began producing electricity. It has never operated at more than 750 megawatt thermal, although it was actually designed at 1000 megawatt thermal. This power plant successfully produced up to 135 megawatt of electricity over some 27 years until it was closed down in mid-1999. In addition to providing power for the city, BN-350 fast reactor was also used for producing plutonium and for desalination to supply fresh water to the city. The country's National Nuclear Center also operates 3 research reactors at the former Semipalatinsk test state. Today, there are no nuclear plants in Kazakhstan. However, there are plans for the future. According to the World Nuclear News, Vladimir Shkolnik, who is a Kazakh energy minister, said that government is planning to construct 2 nuclear power plants. One of them is likely to be Russian-made. Now Aygerim will talk about present and future of nuclear energy in Kazakhstan.
Moving to the state's future plans regarding nuclear energy, in 2003, the Kazakh Minister of Energy and Mines announced plans for the construction of a new nuclear power plant by 2018. The 2 or 3 unit plant was to be established on the shores of Lake Balkhash in the Karaganda region of central Kazakhstan. In May 2014, Russia and Kazakhstan signed a preliminary cooperation agreement regarding the construction of a new nuclear plant with a generating capacity between 300 and 1200 megawatts. In 2012, the government had a draft master plan of power generation development in the country until 2030. According to this plan, a nuclear electricity share then should be about 4.5%. In April 2014, Ulken, on the western shore of Lake Balkhash, was mentioned by the Minister of Industry and New Technology as preferred place for establishing the nuclear plant, having both power needs and grid. Kurchatov, on the other hand, was the second possibility. The plant would comprise 1 or 2 light water reactors to be commissioned in 2025. Later, in May 2014, nuclear generation was included in the Fuel and the Energy Complex Development Plan to 2030, produced by the Ministry of Industry and New Technologies. At the end of May 2014, national company Kazatomprom signed an agreement with Rosatom to build a nuclear plant which capacity was from 300 to 1200 megavolts near Kurchatov. This would be at the Russian domestic price, not the world price, due to being part of common economic space.
So in this part of the presentation, we'd like to talk about waste management. Kazakhstan is a country with ideal geological and geographical conditions for the disposal of radioactive waste of the medium and low activity. This opinion was expressed to journalists by the scientific supervisor of the National Nuclear Center of the Republic of Kazakhstan, Jagabad Akibayev. National Nuclear Center also proposed to use developed pits and uranium deposits for disposal of waste in Mangostau region, where a waste of equal activity with the activity of uranium ore mined at the deposits will be placed. Scientists are also confident that the import of waste is necessary for Kazakhstan to receive funds necessary for the implementation of the national program for the disposal of its own radiation waste and the recultivation of polluted land. Takibayev proposed to develop our own program for the disposal of high-level waste. For this purpose, he proposed using one of the mountain ranges located near the Degelen Massif on the territory of the Semipalatinsk nuclear test site, where we can store waste from Kazakhstan's nuclear reactors, in particular the Stout BN350 in Aktau. On the base of the repository, NNC offers to monitor storage and conduct scientific experiments. According to Kazatomprom, currently there are 237,197,000 tons of radioactive waste, with a total radiation power of 15,486.9 thousand curie in Kazakhstan. Of these, 450 tons of high-level waste with a capacity of 1.9 million curies, 6,532,000 tons of intermediate-level waste with a capacity of 13,165.85 thousand curies, and 230,663,000 tons of low-level waste with a total activity of 295,000 curie. High-level waste was obtained from the operation of 5 nuclear reactors located in Kazakhstan. Medium-level waste is mainly mountain dumps located on the territory of the former Semipalatinsk nuclear test site. Low-level wastes are mainly materials that received radiation as a result of human activity, various ash dumps and tailing dumps of industrial and mining enterprises, water, clothing, and equipment that had the contact with the sources of radiation, as well as areas contaminated by radioactive dust spills blown by the wind and formation waters produced in the oil fields. The general level of radioactive contamination of the territory of Kazakhstan, according to the information of Takibayev, is 1.5 times higher than the level of contamination of the territories affected by the accident in the Chernobyl. For example, the level of contamination of the territory of the Semipalatinsk test site with the element cesium-137 is 9.10 to the 16th becquerel, while the territories of Ukraine, Russia, and Belarus adjacent to Chernobyl is 6.10 to the 16th becquerel.
Developments in the field of knowledge-intensive, innovative technologies are of fundamental importance for the socio-economic development of Kazakhstan. The results of these works make it possible to move from the stage of basic and applied scientific research to the introduction of creative technologies and the release of high-tech industrial products. Such examples are pilot production established at the enterprises of National Nuclear Center. This is, first of all, the development of the production of radiation-modified polymer material Krovlen. For waterproofing works, a number of radiopharmaceutical preparations for diagnostic purposes, decorative coatings of precious metals in the manufacture, and radiation sterilization of medical products. Nuclear medicine is one of the sought-after areas of modern medicine. Uses of radioactive drugs, nuclear physical recording equipment, and computerized methods of digital information processing for the diagnosis and treatment of diseases. Radionuclide diagnostics make it possible, without disturbing the integrity of the organism, to locally and differentially examine the psychological and biochemical processes reflecting the state of health. Unlike X-ray or ultrasound methods, it allows detecting not only the morphology, but also the function of human organs and systems, identify abnormalities at the earliest stages, and accurately localize the pathology, which significantly increases the effectiveness of treatment. Therapeutic radiopharmaceuticals, accumulating in pathological foci, irradiate the affected tissues, practically without harming healthy ones. The advantages and, in some cases, the indispensability of nuclear medicine methods have led over the past few decades to its sustainable development and becoming an integral part of clinical practice in the developed countries. The creation of the center has a great social importance for Kazakhstan. It will cause a positive public response and will contribute to the reduction of radiophobia. The base center, established at Institute of National Nuclear Center, performs scientific, methodological, and educational functions, as well as the accumulated experience and trained personnel, along with patient treatment and diagnostics, will ensure the functioning of the created Republican network of laboratories of radionuclide diagnostics and therapy in the short term, primarily in the capital of our state.
Finally, we're going to talk about nuclear power organization, regulation, and safety in Kazakhstan. So first of all, we're gonna identify the major factors that form radioactive danger in Kazakhstan, which are the enterprise of nuclear fuel cycle, including uranium mining and geological exploration of uranium. Second, nuclear power plant and research reactors. Third, residues of ground and underground nuclear explosions, which were conducted for military and research purposes at different test sites. And mining and milling of commercial minerals accompanied by the radioactive substances. And finally, using of radioactive sources in industry, medicine, agriculture, and scientific research. So, since 1991, after the independence of Kazakhstan, government have initiated the creation process of legislative regulatory basis for the atomic energy field. It included laws, regulations, and standards for nuclear and radiation safety of nuclear installations, personnel involved in the activity with using of atomic energy, population, and environment. Nowadays, within the field of nuclear legislation, the laws on the atomic energy use and on radiation safety of population are elaborated with use of international experience in this area and adopted by the Parliament of the Republic of Kazakhstan. National regulation for the safe transport of radioactive materials was elaborated on the base of IAEA Transport Regulation of 1996 edition, number TSR1, and adopted in 1999. Some regulation documents of the former Soviet Union and the norms of radiation safety NRB 99, developed and accepted in Russian Federation in 1999, are also used in the Kazakhstani legislation. The number of ministries, agencies, and committees was created for the supervision and regulation in the field of nuclear and radiation safety. Atomic Energy Committee controlled all types of nuclear activity by the means of licensing. Some specific difficulties in the safety area and the way of their solutions were also described. As the experience of the international cooperation shows, the participation in different projects of multi-aspect nature is very important and useful. In 2017, Kazakhstan has opened a new facility to provide security training to its nuclear facility personnel. The Nuclear Security Training Center, NSTC, has been developed with the support of the United States National Nuclear Security Administration, NNCA. Kazakhstan announced plans to establish the NCTC in its national statement to the 2012 Nuclear Security Summit. Construction work began in late 2015 at the site adjacent to Kazakhstan's Institute of Nuclear Physics at Alatau near Almaty. The center will train personnel from local, regional, and international nuclear facilities and organizations in security disciplines including physical protection systems, nuclear material accounting and control systems response forces, and security transportation. Thank you for the attention, and here are our reference list.